Hi witches, welcome back to our channel, Witches and Midnight Margaritas. And tonight we're going to show you some love spells, because who doesn't love love? Sorry. So most love spells that you're going to find online are going to involve an apple in some way, and they should, because apples are all about love. You can look up the symbology for them on any website, Google it or whatever, but basically apples are the fruit of love. And when you're going to do a love spell, you're going to want to find the reddest apples that you can find.
Nice red apple.
I'm going to go right on close to that beauty because it's beautiful. Love it. So we're going to talk about some of the things we've read about some of the love spells people do, and really you can do whatever you want, whatever works for you, but we're somewhat seasoned in doing stuff like this, so we've got a bit of advice. So with this first one, you're going to want to have an apple, which she's got there, and a knife, cutting board, please be safe, yada yada. Over here, we've got some pink rose petals. You can also use red. We just happen to have pink, and I'll just show you. We actually grow our own roses. Never mind the Tostitos there. Yeah, and it's ready to be deadheaded and dried. We use a lot of roses in a lot of our work, so that's what we have there. So I will hand it over to you. Go ahead.
Okay. So the very first thing that we're going to do is cut this apple in half. You don't have to core it. You can if you like, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So next, we're going to add some honey for sweetening. Apples are sweet, but honey is sweeter.
Yes, and sticky.
And sticky.
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to interject on this one too. Some of the stuff that you see online will tell you to cut the apple top and bottom, not for this spell. The reason not for this spell is this spell, you can say whatever you want, but this one's going to be geared towards more having your equal,
Yeah.
having your soulmate, the love of your life. And apples aren't even, right? If you're going to cut them up or horizontally. So that's why we're cutting it vertically so that it's more even. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Then we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon enhances your spells. So,
Add some power.
yes, exactly. So I'm just going to add some cinnamon. Like so.
Lovely.
You can cut it the other way if you want, but.
Lovely.
And roses. Just rose petals. Pink is for love as well, so you can add pink or red if you like.
Okay.
It's a little messy because of the honey.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if it drips or whatever, yes, it can do that.
Now, okay, this is actually how we normally do this, right? When we're doing love spells for other people. But there's some other ingredients you could add if you wanted to. We try to stick with keeping it as simple as possible, yet as powerful as possible. So, you know, right now the apple is an ingredient, right? There's honey, there's cinnamon, there's rose petals. So that's 4 ingredients that we've got going on. So we like to add a little bit of extra juicy juice to this.
Yes, we like to have 5 or 3 or an odd number.
Odd numbers, yes. So she's gonna add a little bit
Of jasmine.
of jasmine.
Jasmine oil is sensual.
An aphrodisiac, if you will.
It's awesome.
And you don't need a lot, you guys, like,
Just a little.
yeah,
And that's our 5th ingredient.
yes. And now, if you want to do this and you want to make up your own, because honestly, witchcraft is like a big science experiment, right? Practice, do what works for you. We caution against using lavender,
Yes.
simply because lavender is very high on chastity. And I don't know about you, but if
The love spell, we don't want chastity.
yeah, if I'm yeah, I want to get busy if it's my soulmate, so we want to avoid the chastity part of it. You can definitely do what works good for you, but that's just our caution on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use lavender a lot, but not necessarily in this spell.
No.
And then we're going to put these together.
And at this point, guys, you can say whatever you want, whatever feels good for you. Everybody is looking for, oh, write me a spell. And that is one of our talents. We do write spells. But if you're going to do the action, write your own spell. It doesn't have to be poetic or rhyme. It can just be like, hey, this half is Bubba, this half is me, smash together, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to, whatever you want to say.
Absolutely.
Because everybody has different,
Yes.
what they need to say.
Yeah, if you need it to be ritualistic for you, because that's what works for you, then by all means, right? But for intents and purposes of this is just the basic actions you're going to want to do with apples. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. And then we're going to wrap this apple. Oops. Try to keep it together.
Yes. Just in some handy dandy paper towel.
Yep. That's it. And we're just going to tie it.
Just with some jute,
Yep.
some string.
Whatever string you have.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing it like this because, and we're using paper because it's biodegradable too.
Yeah, biodegradable is important to us, so.
It's the environment, you know, we try to take care of it. So we're not wrapping it in plastic or anything like that.
No. Basically, this is just binding it together.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Smashed
so
you
that
two
it's-
together.
Just so that it's all in one piece.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a little messy, but that's okay.
Yeah. Witchcraft is messy.
It is messy.
It is. Okay, so at this point, what you can do with this is actually the best thing to do with it would be to bury this.
Yeah.
And planting the seeds of your love.
That's right. So that you're together, buried it together forever.
Exactly. Now, look, that sounds really scary, and there are ways to break things too.
Yeah.
But for this one, we're not worried about breaking things.
No.
We're trying to get you together forever with your soulmate. So
That's right.
there we go. So that's one you can do. Definitely, if you follow the moon phases, a full moon would be perfect for this.
Yes.
Or a waxing moon.
Yeah.
Because waxing means bringing things into your life. So, but full moon would definitely be the best for this. And if you follow any deities, Aphrodite. For this one.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
So, yeah, that's our first apple spell sort of thing. So, okay, let's do the next one.
The next one we'll cut the other way. Just
Yeah. So, this apple business, we are going to cut differently. And because this one isn't necessarily about having your soulmate, blah, 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 together. Okay, here's the cool thing about apples, you guys. The pentacle inside. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so this is a spell that you're gonna want to do if you need to take control of your relationship or take control of your love life.
so smaller and larger.
Yes.
So when you cut apples, they're not always even.
Well, this one would be the top. So what you want to do is the top part is you. Because when we put it back together, you're on top, you're dominating. The bottom part is whoever your intended is going to be.
Yeah.
And there are many reasons you want to dominate somebody or you want to take control, and we're not here to judge. So we're just going to give some information. So go ahead, sorry.
We're going to do this again.
Yeah, we talk over each other all the time. So.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
We apologize for
Yeah.
that. So we're basically going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Get some honey to sweeten that bitch up. I mean, person. Is bitch a bad word? I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Do it again.
Yeah.
The only basic difference is we've cut the apple a little bit different. That's it.
Yeah.
You can put as much cinnamon as you like,
Absolutely.
or
So-
as little as you want. It's up to you.
Right now, we've got 3 ingredients, right? We've got the apple, the honey, the cinnamon. So we can add more
Or we can leave it.
or we can leave it. Yeah. So I'll let you talk. I'll just hold the damn camera.
So you can still add your roses or whatever other ingredient is love.
Yeah.
And you can add the jasmine oil or whatever oil that you can find. You can use lemon zest if you want it
Yeah.
as well. That's another item that you can use for this. But just make sure that you're using 3 or 5 or 7
Even
ingredients.
one ingredient you guys can use too is Love Balm,
Yeah.
which we've made in a previous
And we're
video.
going to show that to you actually.
Yeah.
We made this Love Balm. It's got apples in it. It's got roses in it.
Smell
It's
it,
got
guys.
jasmine in it. And it smells divine.
Yeah. It's very appley scented.
And you can actually find this recipe on our other YouTube if you want, if you're looking for it.
I'll link it in the description.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
For the Love Balm.
Yeah. So do we want to add more? Or are we going to leave it with just the 3 ingredients?
We can leave it.
We can leave it. So again, we're going to put it together.
Like that. So the part that is you is on top
Is on top,
and dominating. And
the bottom half.
ooey gooey.
And it's ooey gooey.
But that's
we have
okay.
a real mess here, but that's okay because that's
how
what
we
it's
live
all
our
about.
lives.
Yeah. Life is messy. Clean it up.
Well, and it better be messy. So I'm going to throw a word of caution out here because sometimes, okay, with this one, this might not be, the person on your bottom might not be someone you're in a current relationship with or whatever. So I very much caution anybody on burying only half an apple
Yeah.
from a love spell. And some spells will have you eat the apple, which by the way, with honey and cinnamon is delicious. But if you're only eating your half and consuming that and then burying the other one, what you're doing is you're burying it and it's going to rot. And do you really want half your spell to rot? Like, we have to think about what we do with our spell ingredients once we're done our spells. So if you were to consume this apple, I would consume it all.
All of it.
And you
It
can,
needs to stay together. It needs to be in the same place.
yes. And as a domination effect, because this is about dominating in love, I would eat the bottom first
Yeah.
because you're consuming it, and then eat the top part after.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
So you're
wrong
not
with
going to want to add jasmine oil, and you're not going to
No.
want to add rose petals if you're eating that apple.
that. No.
So you can stick to the 3 ingredients because
Yeah.
apple, cinnamon, and honey is fantastic.
Exactly. And you can also add pictures or the name of your person, like in the wrapping or whatever. This is just paper towel. You can do whatever feels right for you because that's really what practicing
You
the
can
craft
write
is
on
about.
the paper. You can, before you wrap the apple,
Yeah,
with you and their name on it,
yeah,
even,
Yeah.
would be a good idea.
yeah. Even inscribing or dressing candles, and we're using red because we're not actually doing spells right now. We're just showing you what you could do, right? There's nothing active here, but we're showing you what you can do to amplify your spells and get it going. But at the end of the day, it comes from you.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Magic
Your
isn't,
intention.
yeah, magic isn't a thing you do, it's a thing you are. So be magic.
Be magic.
Yeah.
Do it. Just
Yeah.
have fun with it
Yes.
because we do.
And Yeah, we do. So really think about the environment. So if you're going to bury things, we bind them, definitely. You don't have to bind it. It's just binding it keeps it together, and it's that extra step. But when we bury this, we'll probably just compost it, right? Because it's not an actual spell for us. But all of this will decompose. So that's really important to us. Yeah. So yeah, that's your love spells for this evening, guys. And I really have a hard time putting out there spells that we've written word for word. Because I really hope that anyone that's practicing is actually practicing and tries things for themselves. Right? And you're not going to call on the same deities that I do. Different ingredients are going to work for you than work for me or her. So practice. This is just some ideas to get it flowing. But just take the words of caution about letting half of a spell rot. Because not a good idea.
No, I don't think it's not a good idea to separate them.
No.
Like eat half and bury the other half, because they're not together now.
Exactly.
If you're eating it all, it's still all together.
It's still all together.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Thank you for our subscribers for subscribing. We really do appreciate the likes and subscribes that we're getting, because this is just really fun for us. And we do have a lot of knowledge to share, so we're just going to do witchcraft every day.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.